Yo, what's up? What's going on? Are you guys good? Happy Thursday, everyone. It's a beautiful evening. I'm excited and welcome to Ruby Uncensored. We are going to be discussing tonight strong message to the military, judiciary, police. All right. You can never separate South Africa and Zimbabwe. So tonight is going to be a beautiful night, and I want you guys to stick around as we're having good time. Okay. I must tell you that when exposing a crime is treated as committing a crime, you are being ruled by criminals. These words are from Edward Snowden. I'm going to repeat that. When exposing a crime is treated as committing a crime, you are being ruled by criminals. Exciting to know. Because, this sounds very familiar, right? Yeah, it sounds very familiar. You know what's going on in Zimbabwe right now. I must also tell you that it's happening in Botswana, guys. The new president is making strides. In fact, reports are saying Botswana channels diamond profits into free education and healthcare. I actually heard that students are going to be given about 2.5 pula per month. No, 2.5 pula, I think, for a year or something as pocket money. What have we done to deserve Emmerson Mnangagwa and the chaos that is in Zimbabwe currently, considering the amount of minerals that we have? I'm feeling so hurt right now. I am. My heart is broken. All right. I just want to say shout out to everybody. I can see you guys are joining us tonight. And I'll say if it's your first time to come across this channel, please subscribe and make sure that you ring the bell so that at least every time I'm live, you are going to be robbed right here for conversations. And I'm going to say shout out to my regulars. What a number of people just joining us here. 200 people are live. Please don't forget to thumbs up the video as we move along. It's very important. Zimbabweans deserve to know the truth. We deserve a better nation. And with that being said, we are going to speak until truth is revealed, is heard, and this country turn around, upside down, 360 degrees for a better life for everyone. I just want you to comment respectively so that at least they're able to read your comments and also take that into consideration as far as the new regime is concerned. All right, guys, I must say this. I need to teach you something because there is a bit of confusion out there. I've seen some videos that are circulating, and what was so extraordinary on those videos that I saw some of them say that Chamisa is having a new party. First and foremost, I cannot confirm what because I don't even know what he's thinking. You know, the last time I checked, he resigned as a politician. Not as a political party leader, that was Citizen Coalition for Change. But I wanted to show you what they call counterintelligence works. Okay, so what they call counterintelligence, it actually means they will give you information that sounds like true, but it's actually not true. They always say the difference between the best difference should be the difference between right and wrong. Okay, but sometimes you need to be able to distinguish between almost right and right. Be very careful. Almost right and right. So counterintelligence works as like almost right, but the goal is to bring confusion. Do not forget about the Gaza revolution. And one of the reasons why there's a lot of confusion on the streets is because Mnangagwa knows that he's cornered. He can't escape as far as Gaza is concerned. So he's trying to sell this election narrative so that you guys can say, okay, so Gaza is not important. Remember, Chamisa is known for having the numbers. Fair play. But what's going on right now is completely different. People want a transitional authority to bring change in the country. And Mnangagwa knows that then he has nothing, absolutely nothing to fight with. So whenever you hear about opening a new party, etc., no, it's what they call counterintelligence. So be sober and be smart. Hear me out. It's counterintelligence. So that you guys don't put weight on Gaza. You are like, okay, now because I support Chamisa, so I'm just going to be sitting here and, and follow, just wait and watch. Oh, they also come and said, oh, but that is factional fight. You heard what Lumumba said. It's counterintelligence. Try to weaken society. Brothers and sisters, be wise. We must put all the weight that we have on Gaza revolution. Emmerson Mnangagwa needs to step down. He's not what we're looking for. So whether there is factional fight, whether there's whatever is going on there, the bottom line is that Emmerson Mnangagwa, on principle, he is not the leader that we want. So with that being said, he has to go. You understand? So don't be played. Be sober and be smart and vigilant, because this regime is very conniving. It's deceptive. It knows how to always write scripts and sell you a dummy. So don't be stupid. Zimbabweans, I know you're smart. Don't buy that. There is no party that Chamisa is opening. It's all a lie. They just want you to shift your focus from the Gaza revolution because they know they are cornered and they can't escape. So be smart. That's one of the reasons why right now they're taking time to actually appear before the inquiry to explain how did they pay 1.1 billion to South Africa and receive 800 million in return. What happened? Where did they get those numbers from? Can they prove? You understand? So now it's taking time. Why you guys buy that there's any part that is being opened? No, it's not true. Okay, so be smart. All right, so moving on. The Gaza revolution quietly exposed Emmerson Mnangagwa. He is cornered. He can't escape. He is cornered. But you know, like I mentioned, he's a master illusionist. He understands how to create drama. So be smart. It's all a mind game. I like these words that were spoken by President Traore, that is the president of Burkina Faso, the military guy. Let me read what he said. He said, "Wake up, Africa. We have been brainwashed for generations. Okay, the war is not just on terror, it's on our minds." And I've always been a person who said, if you don't understand the battle of the mind, okay, maybe you need to get the book of Joyce Meyer, The Battle of the Mind, right? It's a very powerful book. Everything is all in the mind. If you get that one, you got it right, and you will never struggle. Sibu said, Abraham Terror realized that no political party can remove dictatorship. I don't like to use the word dictatorship because that comes of concealing nonsense. I like to use no political party, evil people from government, and use different approach, a different approach and eradication. So we must wake up and know our story. So in a nutshell, there are people that cannot understand like calm language. Is when you speak to them in a respectful manner, they don't hear you. But when you become a bit aggressive, because that's the only language that they understand, they react. So let's not complicate it by bringing all sorts of vocabulary. It's a dictate. No. I don't like to use those words because I know the enemy and how he works. It's simply a mind game. It's to play you. You know, we take an advantage because we can scream. ZANU-PF people are known for screaming and shouting and use violence, and then the society chickens out. So there is nothing about authoritarian. It's simply a strategy that people knows that it works. It happens even in families. Some people cannot have a conversation. They scream and shout, then everyone else shut up. And they always dominate others. And you never find a solution. That's exactly what's going on in Zimbabwe. It has nothing to do with any authoritarian. It's just a strategy they know works. Emmerson Mnangagwa don't scream, but he hires people stupid. Zimbabweans who are dumb. Who should be seen, they scream and shout, screaming on the streets so that then people can chicken out and then be silenced. That's one of the reasons why Gaza is quite very unique in this era, because he knows how to confront Emmerson Mnangagwa. Because he knows him. He hides behind the people who fights on his behalf. He plays like he's this quiet person, but no, he's not. So you need to be smart and know how to play the game. For in a nutshell, be sober and vigilant. All right. I just want, because ChrisMamba has got a tendency of bringing always a drama, try to play like he's smart. ChrisMamba like to sell this narrative that they and the ANC are very close friends. No, don't be played. If you have a body one person, that doesn't mean that you have a friends of the entire party. Okay, I'm saying this because I have a very strong message to the military, the judiciary, the police. Okay, and I'm serious. This message is for them because I know, you see, I don't know how to explain this for people to understand. That you need to always remember that before Mr. Mutamba, the minister, wear that police gear, he's a father. He's a brother. He's someone who, some of them grew up suffering. I must tell you the truth. They understand your struggles. Doesn't mean that they're dumb. They know, even Emmerson Mnangagwa knows the Zimbabwean struggles. He has lived it. But then they will pretend because you keep on perpetuating titles. You put weight on all these titles. And then people begin to be on a pedestal. Then it seems like they are far reached as far as communication is concerned. That's one of the reasons why Zimbabwe is weak today. It's because there's no relationship between the citizens and most of our institutions. Because in our country, because of our culture, We put so much weight on positions, and we should never do that. People need to understand that even if I can be a president, I should always remember that I'm human first before I have a title, and I must always respect society. I say this because today I brought you evidence, because I did not want to say things as if I'm just talking from my own head. I told you last time about the issue of Zuma, Bekikele, and whatever. This will show you what's wrong with our country, Zimbabwe. It will show you what is so wrong with Zimbabwe today. I want you to listen carefully to what Bekikele said. All right. Interesting. Okay, wait a minute. I want you to listen to what Bekikele said. That will taught you something that you need to see why our country is in turmoil today. Why it is so different with other countries. Why is Zimbabwe so different? Why are we fighting all the time? It's because we don't have structures that work. And I want you to be smart, because post Mnangagwa era, there is a possibility that we can be played again. Because Zimbabweans, we need to start removing. Let's just remove all these, worship of human beings. We worship titles a lot. You call it bootlicking, but I think it's our culture, but that is being abused in return. When a person has a title, like Emmerson Mnangagwa, he does not speak to the people that have appointed him or that have voted for. No, let's not even talk about voted, because we know he was never voted. That employs him. He feels like he's even more strong or powerful than the people that employs him. I want you to get that right. But the reason why I wanted you to listen to this video, which I don't know what happened actually, when they didn't save this video together with my stuff. Oh my God, I'm really sorry. And I'm trying to locate it. So please bear with me. I'm trying to locate it. Okay, so please. But what this video is actually saying is that during the time of Zuma, when Zuma was convicted, he was convicted of a crime of in contempt of court. So remember, Zuma was a president, former president, and then Bekikele was former president under Zuma, and also the minister of justice was the minister of justice. So then the former Chief Justice Zondo, Zondo summoned Bekikele, the police minister, to say, if you do not bring Zuma to prison, you are going to go to prison. It's talking to the Minister of Police and it's talking to the Minister of Justice. Both of you, if you do not bring Zuma to prison, you both are going to go to prison on his behalf, because he has committed a crime and he's hiding, because you, Bekikele, you were the Minister of Police under his banner. So was the Minister of Justice. I'm saying this to let you know that in the Zimbabwe that we are getting into, I can't wait to see a day where people are going to be held accountable. Because I do not care who's going to be the president post Mnangagwa era. If that person fails to hold these guys to account, you are not ready to change Zimbabwe. Because that's what Zimbabwe lacks. Our institutions are so broken that people commit crime with impunity and nothing happens. A criminal gets protection, and then innocent people are being harassed. Make it make sense. Once that is sorted, Zimbabwe will be in order. And I want you, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to drop it for you. I would drop it for you. And the reason is because I want people to see it. No one can tell me that Zimbabwe is a different country if the very same regime that we have currently, that is bleeding Zimbabwe to death, fails to be held to account. Forget it. You're not serious. You are not. You'll be lying to the Zimbabwean people that you want to change stuff. If you can still tell me that Emmerson Mnangagwa won't be held accountable for what he has done, the people that he works with won't be held accountable for what they've done, then you're not serious to change Zimbabwe. And nothing will work until we go back to basics of saying, I do not care your face, I don't care your name, I don't care how you look, I don't care the title you hold before. You should be held accountable. Then you are ready to change Zimbabwe. Otherwise, let us not lie to each other. And I'm saying this so that anyone who comes post Mnangagwa era understands that without have to deal with these guys, you will never be able to rebuild Zimbabwe. Never. You can't be the one who can bring change. Our society needs to always remember that principles reign supreme. Life is not governed by your friendships. It's not governed by how you know each other. It's governed by principles. And what it notwithstanding your name, who you are, your body, right? If you ever stay together or you went to school together, no. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Emerson Mnangagwa sends people to prison even under his banner. Vana Moses today, they're in prison, but they once did business together. So now my question is, anyone who comes after Mnangagwa, what will be the reason for you to let these guys pay for their sins? I did that intentionally, so. I did it intentionally. Anyway, moving on. Zivu said, unongonzwa kuti 80 million, 1 billion, 15 billion, 187 million, 25 million, 300 million. These are monies that are being taken from the state money, okay, by these guys under Mnangagwa and these bodies, okay. Let's Mnangagwa, because, I mean, even jealous as a journalist, is on record saying Emerson Mnangagwa is the chief looter. He's the chief thief in the country. He's there saying it. I mean, so many people have been saying it. The same stuff, right? It's on record. So it says all the money that are being paid. We see the figures. But chiona my project zacho. Masara musechayo. Muvunzo wangu problem deva no pa basa here. O kana kutiva no piwa basa racho kutivaite. What is the challenge? Why is it we spend a lot of money but we have nothing to show for it? Mnangagwa Matanga can transfer 1.1 billion rand to a criminal. And there was nothing happening in 2023. Chaos everywhere. I'm sure that the company did provide those materials, but they did sabotage it intentionally because they knew that they just wanted to loot. Okay, then Nkosi responded, he said, Vanopa basa because vanoita zvandakupa, zvandakutorera, right? Mari inosvika pama project ishoma samare vanenge vagovana kare. So these guys take the money and share. So then these projects only get like a little amount of money. No wonder why we don't see anything. I mean, you guys, did you see the Trabablas? Do you know we were better off with our Mpudzi interchange that we had? Chiseko Shesha. We were right. We were better than what I'm seeing currently. God knows my heart. I'm praying that one day we don't hear that something is happening there. Remember, don't forget, that somebody actually died. Don't forget. So to me, it's like it was like a sacrifice or something. I don't know what's going on in this country. But don't forget, Trababla's thing that we see now is chaos. And they keep on trying to convince Zimbabweans that not everything is in order. So they will take the money, but then these projects only receive a little amount of money because the rest has been taken by these guys. And that's what breaks my heart in Zimbabwe, how men have tend to be, not all men, please forgive me, but the reason it's hard to separate men, M-E-N, from M-A-N, because there are so many people who are doing this. It's hard. And I know it's not everybody, but it's hard to separate. But I'm saying some men in Zimbabwe today are just sitting, they leave their homes, wearing a suit and go to home and say, bye-bye, my wife and children, just to go in and roam around and take and go back home. And steal and go back home. Vana, I'm talking about Amafume. Then he's driving Rolls Royce across town and then go in and steal and go back home. I'm going to zero into Mafume because Mafume, I supported him, hoping that he was genuine in 2023. I didn't know the guy was fake. Okay, so I will zero into Mafume because I want to call him out. He will just be driving around in fancy cars. Suas are everywhere. China is everywhere. Right? All they're doing is tech, stealing, and go back home. And then the wives even think daddy don't work, but daddy's coming with money. And never comes in Zimbabwe. You don't even question where you're getting the money from. You are not working. I'm seeing your job. Honestly, you should monitor because I don't know if I would have a husband who comes home. I don't see what he's doing. If you are someone who is having such a title of a mayor, right? I'm looking into the town where you are a mayor. I'm going to ask you, hey, baby, what's really going on? Why is it things are not working. What's up? Like, I want to be proud of my husband in the work that he does. But for some reason, these women in Zimbabwe, they can see nothing's going on in the country, but they just bring a lot of money at home. They don't question. But what's up? Like, it shows you that people are rotten, from the husband, the wife, they're all rotten. No one is rebuking each other. All of them are the same. You see this? So you can see what I'm talking about. Now moving on to the issue of the death of the generals. You all remember what Geza said, right? Because Zimbabweans have got a tendency of forgetting things so quickly. You're just going to forget and move on. You hear something that's trending, you forgot. No, and this regime, you have mastered that art that you can easily forget, and they always throw a dedicated strategy so that you guys can just embrace it and it's over. But I wanted to remind you what Geza said as far as the generals are concerned. Then I will tell you why I'm bringing this issue up. Very important. And I'm just praying that I'm in the right direction as well. But anyway, take a listen, please.
The press conference is being held with the aim of mapping a way forward and addressing these imbalances, which for long have been neglected or ignored. In particular, it's a special message to Emerson Mnangagwa, a nationalist who in 27 was brought to power through the help and support of war veterans and the general population of Zimbabwe via Operation Restore Legacy. In general, we also address corrupt gangsters and hangers-on who surround him and abuse national resources for selfish reasons. These men and those around him have failed us. He have failed all Zimbabweans who believed that the events of 2017 would bring an end to despotism, corruption, and privatization of the nation and its people. He is now nearly 10 years in power, but corruption, cronyism, and nepotism have escalated under his rule to extents never seen before in this country. Fellow Zimbabweans, allow me to elaborate on these direct allegations against Mnangagwa, which demonstrate that he has failed this nation constitutionally, morally, and historically. Attack against war veterans. Emerson Mnangagwa, on assumption of power, he showed that he was a man who had learned nothing and forgotten nothing. He forgot the roots of his power on day one, and instead of correcting the mistakes of former President Robert Mugabe, he instead went about to prove to all of us that Mugabe was actually a saint. He deliberately sidelined the very people who fought on his side, and instead embraced the thieves, conmen, and heartless killers in his government. He systematically targeted paid war veterans who stood for social justice in various arms of government and replaced them with crooks. This is very evident in his cabinet, which is now staffed with non-performing and deceitful ministers. It's no secret that they were picked because they either belong to his clan or are benefactors to his family through his children. War veterans were sidelined, and the majority of them are now destitute and beggars. It is big coincidence that at a time our peers were being removed from influential positions in government, the army, and security sector. We witnessed an increase in the days of army generals. We wonder. We were and are still worried about these deaths, which we believe are linked to Mnangagwa's blue-eyed boy, Owen Muda, who was once Minister of State Security. Mnangagwa, who sought to protect the Constitution, he has failed to protect it. He has violated it left, right, and center for personal gain, and with the desire to entrench one center of power from party to country. these maneuvers must be resisted by all right-thinking in Zimbabwe.
I wanted to remind you about the issue of them army generals. You see, this issue broke my heart because, I mean, we call it 34 army generals. I mean, when 2 or 3 died, people could have lifted up their heads and no, something's not right here. But we waited until we lost such kind of a number. It really shows you that our country is dysfunctional. It can show you that our country is dysfunctional. It is dead and buried. It's just dead. Because honestly, as a leader, I lose one time, I'm like, no, man, something's not right here. What's going on? Let's investigate. But now when we are waking up, it's way too late. It's not only about killing, now it's becoming a culture. So killing someone doesn't really matter. But I must say that mood is no longer the same. Did you guys have me checking him lately? That he is always move around such a sorrowful face. In fact, today I saw him that he has went there to donate a flag, Zimbabwean flag. Okay. And this is something that is ZANU-PF thinks worth trending. They've been sending this picture. Owen Muda has donated a flag. In 2025, a school didn't have a flag, a Zimbabwean flag. We need to talk about the kind of nonsense that we accept in this country. The kind of, like sometimes I don't even know where to start. Are we serious? Are we stupid? What are we trying to do? I don't get it. Because why are we so comfortable with this chaos? Even those that are eating. Is it because they don't understand? They lack exposure, or they just now normalize it, or I don't know what's going on. Are they now numb? Why are we so comfortable? But you see, one of the reasons why Comrade Geza brought all the information out here, it was very intentional. And the aim is to change society. I hope people are getting it. So what Comrade Geza is doing, that he's throwing power back to the people. And say, now that you know all these things, what will be your action? And this is not only to those that are outside, but this is also within the system of ZANU-PF to say, now that you know, what action are you going to take? Remember, you, the judiciary, you know the truth. The police, from the minister, everyone knows the truth. The military, not everyone knows the truth. Where to from here? What action are you taking? What are you going to do to make this society a better place? You know. It's not like you can't say, I don't know, you know. It's the changing of politics that we are busy focusing on. That's why I've said earlier on, if you can hear someone who's telling you that Chamisa is opening a political party, it's what they call counterintelligence. Don't be dumb, be smart and sober and vigilant. Don't buy it. It's intentional. It's to sway you off the revolution. Because this revolution, Mnangagwa can't escape. He's running like a headless chicken. In fact, from Russia, I think Putin was too busy for him. All right, where he was sleeping at a dinner table, from Russia, he flew immediately to Belarus, right? And I heard that they signed some memorandum of agreement in Belarus, that Belarus has to come and revamp a parliament. Guys, we have been here before. Remember the Russian friendships that brought all those air ambulances where they claimed that they paid 320 million? Zimbabweans, when are we going to put a stop to the Emmerson Mnangagwa drama? No, we know all these things. They are right in front of us. We need to start understanding that the power is with us. And I always say this in a way that everyone understands that Emmerson Mnangagwa is employed by the Zimbabwean people. You see, when you understand that part is employed, because we need to do away with the culture of superiority complex. A person who comes in leadership want to act like a god, not a servant, a god. He thinks that now he's becoming the god of everyone in his life. You know, I give you oxygen when I want you to breathe. If I don't want you to breathe, stay there. So I'll give you what to eat when I want you to eat. I'm the one that to decide what car you must drive. You see this? So for those that are taking the cars from Wicklow, thinking that, no, I'm loved in society, you are not loved. It's control. It's manipulation. It's begin to change your mind and your thinking. Majority of you now, you think, I just can't wait to hear Wicklow Chiva calling my name. It's intentional to brainwash the minds of Zimbabweans. And You should understand that all of you, including I, we are all called for a higher purpose. And all of us, when we left the heavens coming into this world, we came here to win. All of us. So you know what they're doing? They are destroying every avenue and every channel that can allow you and I to thrive, so that we beg them and become our gods. Okay. I hope you heard that. The reason why there is electricity when you cross Limpopo to South Africa and in Zimbabwe, there's darkness, it's very intentional. If South Africa chose to respect its people, that they come first, and we chose to respect people who get positions, and these people were Meranyanga, they are now like gods. So we need to change our politics. And my brother Dubeko said, our politics should be from bottom up. What is that supposed to mean? It means that the bottom people means the citizens of Zimbabwe who decide the kind of country they want, not a politician. Remember, a politician, I can wake up tomorrow, maybe I want to run as a president. I'll just give an example. I'm Rumbi here as an individual. I wake up tomorrow and said, I think I want to run for president, right? Maybe I run and I win. What makes you think that there's something that has changed about me? From being Rumbi as a person, not becoming your God. I'm not your God. But because we allow the society to put people on a pedestal. And then I find it very difficult when I hear some people say, no, you don't have to say that. No, hold on. You don't have to say that. Look, even Trump, it's not the model, I'm thinking of China. Let me talk about China. People still speak their mind. But you know why they don't fight? It's because they know that the people are right. You know why in America they can draw, Trump and call him a clown? You see? Let me tell you this. You will never fight because he knows the people have the power. The people employed him. He's there because of the people. They voted for him. And you know why Mnangagwa does this? Because he never won an election. Nobody voted for him. He just placed him there and he started abusing everyone. So we need to put a stop by changing our politics. So I wanted you to know that the reason why Comrade Gesa came out here and hammering you on with truth was to say, so you understand, could you need to take action? You may not take action, go to the streets. Like some of you, I know, I get that part. But guys, change of minds from where you are is to look at, listen to me, what happens in the spiritual realm. The change of minds is once you guys see Mnangagwa for who he is. I'm talking from your house, in your mind, look at him for who he is. Not bootlicking him, not begging him. See him for who he is. He is an employee of Zimbabweans. You will see how that is going to change society. Because you see, in the spiritual realm, you will get it and you will know that you guys have changed. But it can't be when we have men on the streets who are beating somebody who just speaks truth to power, who intimidate, threaten, because they actually don't know that this guy is a servant. Because, guys, honestly, if Mnangagwa doesn't want to be questioned, where can he live? Like, if I'm him, I'm like, guys, I don't want to be bothered. Don't question me. I'm out of here. Okay, you see, get someone else. Ask yourself why he's not leaving. You see, why is he not leaving? Because honestly, if you're being bothered, leave. I see most of these people in the government but scream. What are you screaming for? Miss, it was Ziambi, Vana, Jennifer Musquere. What are you forcing yourself for? If you feel like Zimbabweans are asking for too much, leave. It's all the battle is in the mind. They've mastered it, they're playing it, but you know what? We have seen them. We have seen you. We are watching you very closely. You are no longer playing your dirty games anymore. It's over. We employed you, and if you think our questions or demands are too much, the door is wide open. We have the keys. You can walk out and see if we don't have someone tomorrow. We can't be bullied by people that we pay their salary and take care of their families. It's our hard-earned money, the taxpayers' money. You heard Geza tell me, it's your money, Zimbabweans. These people, you see them when they're coming, they're all big-headed. It's our hard-earned money. The money they're giving their slave queens is our hard-earned money. Okay. I hope you understand that now that we are changing the politics, we are changing the politics. So forget about all these political parties. That's not what's happening right now. In fact, we don't even want to hear about political parties right now. We want to change the culture in this country. Because even Chamisa or whoever will also find it easier to lead. You can't lead toxicity that we see. Do you know to lead mabutlikas is actually even more toxic than to lead sane people who are balanced, who don't bootlick you, who are genuine, who are there to deliver, and they go home. I've always said there's no leader who will fail in Zimbabwe if he's surrounded by the right people. None whatsoever. But with Mnangagwa, it's obvious. I mean, how do you have people that you give fake degrees and you think that that will show you the kind of person that he is? You can't put a person who have never gone to school and now lie that they've got education because you want to portray that they have got education. I mean, make it make sense. It's madness that's going on in this country. Madness. Fake degrees. In fact, I saw one of the ladies taking goats to the raw area, roller meal. In 2025, guys, we give people a 10 kg of roller meal. I saw some school kids were given a cup of porridge in 2025. A country that is rich like Zimbabwe. It's shameful. A cup of porridge for children at school. Guys, I don't know what to say, honestly. I've never seen such kind of stupidity like this. Because honestly, how much does it cost to buy a 50 kg of roller meal? You don't even need 50 kg at school to make porridge for the kids. How much does that cost? Are you telling me in a rich country like that you can spend such small little money to feed the kids? I'm just trying to let you see. Because it's time for us to say things as they are. If we want freedom, truth have to prevail. Otherwise, nothing will work. Anyway, let me read what Dubeko said. The only politics that can work in our country is bottom-up approach. The top-down approach doesn't serve the majority. Any politics that practices top-down is elitistic and also serves Jigananda. I don't like to use the word Jigananda for me. I want to use the word thieves. And also serve thieves, Bava. The masses need to determine the country's destiny. Okay. And he's right. The Zimbabwean people need to decide. Okay. They are trying to, okay, guys, can you hear me? Just so you hear me, they're trying to hack my account. Okay. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to hack my account while I'm live here. And I'm guys, listen, are these people okay upstairs? Are they okay normal? Honestly, you are trying to hack you are trying to hack my account when I'm live. It will never happen. I'm 20 steps ahead of nonsense, you know. You can't hack this account. You can't. Okay, so don't waste your time. You stupid people. We are focused on things that matters to make Zimbabwe great again. So relax, guys, and chill. We're here. They will not win with me. They will never. All right. So we are saying that the bottom-up politics, which means the Zimbabwean people need to decide. Guys, let me just tell you one thing that I learned about a human being. People change. You can have the best of politicians. If our politics is not right in the country, it will not work. So it's important for us to let anyone who may aspire to be a leader in Zimbabwe to know that you are as an employee and you're a servant. Once you come here, you know your place. If you don't respect the people, you are out. It's that simple. You respect the people, you respect our money. If you think you can just take our money and be spending it freely, it will not work. So we need to start communicating properly and let everyone know what we stand for. Now, Honorable Elvis said, absolutely sustainable change starts from the grassroots. A bottom-up approach empowers communities, prioritizes real needs, and ensures policies reflect the people's will, not just elite interest. When the base is strong, the nation stands firm. So we all agree that the only way to save Zimbabwe is to not give power back to the people. And honestly, I can't stand when I hear Ziambi open his mouth. Ziambi speaks like he's speaking to his, I don't know what to say. And he's getting that we are paying him a salary. You understand? He's forgetting that the lifestyle, the suit that he's wearing, we bought it for him. It's our hard-earned money. All of them don't even know that. You see them jumping up and down. It's our money. So you cannot do that. You have to respect the people that are paying you your salary. It's that simple. Okay. So there's been a whole lot of conversation that is quite very tricky on Twitter. This one I'm going to read, and because it's a very important. I think this one I can read tomorrow. It was Brian Kagoro, but I'm going to deal with this one tomorrow. It's a very important story, so I can't. It's gonna lose its flavor. It's gonna lose its flavor. I'm going to move on, and I need to talk to the story that is trending that broke my heart. I think most of you saw it. You saw it, and I know how you feel about it. But it's very important for us to talk about this. A girl that is pimping young children to men in Zimbabwe. She is trending. I think she was with DJ Sparks, if I'm not mistaken. I saw the videos on X. And I want you to listen to this before I actually tell you what I think about this nonsense.
No, yes,
it's kind of company thing.
Right.
Obviously, the girl have to be good looking in terms of the skin tone, the structure, and the character. So
the character?
Yes, she have to be someone who is very freaky, because guys, they like someone who is freaky, because they can't be having a wife in the house who is too serious, and then the next thing they go for a hookup, also they find someone who's too serious. You understand? So I have to make sure to those people they are freaky and all that.
I'm sorry.
A lot is going on. All right. So when I'm going to get an away, not an away, school, you know, in a pangu up. Intended to ask an hour at 10. I said, I'm going to set up in Rabunze, like, so far under you.
Okay, so far I have 20 girls. 10 of them I stay with them at my place currently, and then the rest are in Blawayo. So at times, like, I do travels, right? So when I go for usually maybe I move with 6 girls or 7 girls. When I get into a certain place, then I get a BNB, because I don't want to be in the same place for like more than 2 weeks, to avoid the drama and all that, because some people, they can track me down and all that, then I get in trouble, right? So what I do is I book BNBs, different BNBs and all that. So that's where I'll be moving with my girls. And then I get my regular clients already. I have the regular clients who will be like, hi, Queen Mother, I want a girl this weekend and all that. Understand?
All right. Chili pop. Branches. So you have branch in Blawayo.
Yeah. And in Harare so far.
But I'm also create my branches when I'm tired.
Yeah, actually, the next move I wanted to go to Tare, of which I'm still thinking of how I'm gonna do it and all that, because I have to find someone that I'm gonna be working with aside who knows guys with money and all that, because the only thing that you do is like we're chasing the bag. You want to get the bag.
Okay.
We all about money, nothing else. So
something is not gonna copy me. So my questions are random.
No, that's cool. Okay, this is how it goes. At times, like, I get people who get referred by other people that I've dealt with before.
Correct.
Yes. And then some guys, I just meet them in the club. Mostly when I thought, this weekend is a bit low and all that, I move to clubs. And then the next thing, obviously, I have to be good looking like I'm looking right now. And then I'll be getting guys who'll be like, hi, like, can I get your number and all that? The next thing, really, before you ask me anything, I'll just tell you, get to the point. Okay, this is what I do. I've got beautiful honeys. Don't you want to have one for the weekend or something? And then if they are interested, obviously, then we start organizing how we're going to do it and all that. We start discussing the amount of money that I want and the amount of the girl that she's supposed to get.
Yeah. So I don't know my one. Alright. Saka mune age ile muta sota hano age we inofana nge mune pinzo baska ati munongotora chero.
Usually I wouldn't want to go for someone who is under 18, because those people usually they are hard to deal with. Their bodies you wouldn't tell they are young, very young. So I'll just take, maybe for the time, if I don't really get someone that I wanted, I'll just take for the backup plan. But usually I wouldn't advise, or I wouldn't go for someone who is under 18. In case maybe I face some troubles, the next thing they'll say, yeah, you are recruiting small girls and all that.
All right.
Yeah.
But obviously kavantroda vakasiyana-siyana.
Yes.
Mwanda watete watsvuku.
Yeah, but usually they always want the 2Ks, They always want the 2Ks. A few guys have asked me to bring Banatete. A few of them.
Well, so I'm too.
Okay, so, all right. This is a lot to listen to and very heartbreaking. Like my heart is like, I feel sick. Like it's like if I was next to this woman. Yeah. Sorry, it's my alarm. It's confusing. I have nothing to say, honestly. Like I'm angry actually. You see why I always say that I don't think Mnangagwa is the right person for this country. People don't get it. Please bear with me. Bear with me. No. So I listened to some parts of this interview, but there was something that stood up for me. Is that this girl said she grew up in Soweto. Soweto is, South Africa, Soweto, okay? And then she left when she was 20, going to Zimbabwe. And whatever she's doing in Zimbabwe is exactly what some of these girls are doing, but they're not doing it openly as she does, right? Okay, this is interesting. Sorry, bear with me. Okay, thank you. So they don't do it as she's doing it in Zimbabwe. This will show you, Kuti, our country is going to the dogs. There's no discussion. The country is going to the dogs. Emerson Mnangagwa needs to step down. And I've been saying, there is nothing that's going to happen in Zimbabwe with Emerson Mnangagwa. Nothing will happen under the ban of Emerson Mnangagwa. In fact, we are going to see worse than what we're seeing today. Because the guy, I don't think, he's out of touch with the realities of Zimbabweans. I want to ask you, do you think what's happening in Zimbabwe right now could happen in Rwanda? Definitely not. Some people have said a lot. Someone is saying, no, but it's happening. It's just that this one came out and be talking. Okay, the bottom line is, this girl says she can even have a backup plan on underage kids. Okay. She's sexually trafficking girls. Okay. She's trafficking girls, children, in Zimbabwe. And no one actually know. If you're talking about this girl, what about those ones that are doing it maybe and really get real protection? And you're telling me even the police can't see it? Guys, sometimes I'm asking, what is the military doing? How many police do we have in Zimbabwe? What are they really doing? Can someone tell me what's going on? Because I don't understand. It's chaos after chaos after chaos. She also mentioned that sometimes she actually phoned the police to fight on your behalf to get her money. Okay, so which means the police, some of the police from Police Zimbabwe are part of this sex trafficking ring. And then what they do, when people fight for a better country, they beat them up. They come out guns blazing, holding buttocks. And they want to fix the country. I don't get it. But that girl must be arrested. I've been waiting to see if she's arrested by now, because this information came yesterday. Police Zimbabwe, how far are you to nab this girl and to nab her and some of your bodies for abusing children and abusing even, because she's only 23. So surely anyone who works for her is young. You see that? Because there's no 35-year-old woman who will be working under a 23-year-old. Guys, the country has gone to the dogs. And then Australia wants to go and be preaching in United Kingdom. What are you going to preach about, ma'am, when you can't even fix your own country? Kids are being violated under your nose. I've never, guys, have you ever heard here talking about how girls that are being violated in Zimbabwe? Have you ever heard here addressing the issue of children that are dying in hospitals? Have you ever heard? That's why I said sometimes, you know what? When you're choosing a president, consider the first lady. That is actually what you people don't realize. That a lot that a man does, a wife has influence. But don't forget that also, last time you heard that this lady, and I'm referring to Auxilia Mnangagwa, she was Makumbi Panganga, remember? She was a traditional healer's assistant. Okay. Now that should just tell you why we have all the problems we have. Are you surprised where State House? Are you surprised where we have such chaos in the country, where people no longer have hearts? Does that surprise you? Okay. Track record. Okay, the resume is important. And these are things that we did not look into. Because honestly, I'm a firm believer that this position of a president is the most sensitive position. Because remember the anointing drips from the head of Aaron and filters to society. Are you surprised with where the country is today? That these girls can come. I think she thought she was marketing a business because she's dumb. She doesn't know that she committed a crime because Section 83 of Zimbabwe, that was actually Fazia Mayer who shared that information. And I just want to read for you. It's a crime. So Section 83 of the Zimbabwean Constitution says any person who procures any other person for the purpose of engaging in unlawful sexual conduct with another person or with persons generally, whether inside or outside Zimbabwe, or to become a prostitute, whether inside or outside Zimbabwe, or to leave Zimbabwe with the intent that the other person may become a prostitute, or to leave his or her usual place of residence, not being a brothel, with the intent that he or she may become an inmate of or frequent brothel elsewhere, shall be guilty of procuring and liable to a fine up to or exceeding level 14, or in a case where the person procured is a young person, imprisonment for the period not exceeding 10 years, or both, such fine and imprisonment. In any other case, imprisonment for a period not exceeding 2 years, or both, such fine and imprisonment. So this girl doesn't even know that she's committing a crime. The country is going to the dogs, whether we like it or not. And I genuinely believe that if we love Zimbabwe enough, let's do the right thing and put a stop to the nonsense that's going on. It's, guys, my ills in Zimbabwe, they are too much. It's Marodzi, it's Marir Kubiwa, it's the lies, it's but drugs. Guys, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's a full-time job, honestly. I think Mnangagwa needs to step down. So, during the day I've told you, Mr. Mnangagwa, please just step down. This thing is no longer working. I think we need to just restart the country. I know you may not listen to me, but honestly, if I were you, you'd just take the route of just stepping down peacefully, because the route of stepping down peacefully, you walk out with such an iota of decency. You know, at least you walked away peacefully. You don't want this thing is going to turn ugly, because the country is in a mess. Children are being sold. Please look out for your family members. Like, I don't do clubbing, but if you have family members who go to the clubs, you heard what she said. And let me tell you something. You may find out that some kids just disappear. Okay, there's a lot that happens. These things are not as easy as she says. That's why you realize that you hear that the girl disappeared. Okay, some gets killed in the process. So look out for your family members. The streets are not great. The country is going to the dogs. Emerson Mnangagwa has failed. The people that surround him, all of them must be shipped out. There's nothing going on here. These people are wasting our time, have ruined the country, the culture. Everything is a mess. Once known in Zimbabwe, guys, I'm in the 80s, guys. You know, listen, I'm in the 80s. Like, our parents were strict. You know, clubbing, I remember my other mama used to say to me when I was a teenager, like my 18, 19, she's like, girl, you should be all there in the club. I'm like, I don't do clubbing. I don't do clubbing. I don't do clubbing, you know. So I'm just telling you, no, some of us, we grew up in very strict homes. So we are just flabbergasted to hear what we are listening. That's why I'm like, guys, please let Mnangagwa step down. I'm going to go to Zimbabwe for some time. Just try to help these girls because I don't think they actually understand that they are ruining their lives. That all this is temporary. Things are going to change. The sun will rise again. Zimbabwe will change. I'm telling you guys, some of you will live with regrets. I always tell you, listen, life is not as easy as you guys think it is. Especially when you're meeting multiple different type of people. You're not just meeting people. There's exchange of inheritance, exchange of energies. You don't just meet a man. You don't just meet a woman. So this is both ways. You know, I know sometimes men get away with stuff, but women, just know, girls, you're mine. You emotional beings like I am. Don't play with men. And men, I know some of y'all, don't play with just any woman. You can hear the stories that you hear right now. All right. That's why some of you are mentally deranged. Some of you are losing everything. Nothing that you touch that works. Everything's falling apart. Is the women that you are meeting from the streets that everyone has met. Girls, you see nothing is working. You're mentally deranged. Is the men that you're meeting. Everyone, with everybody and everybody. You know, because when you meet someone, there's met someone else. We've met someone else. We've met someone else. It's chaos today. So be sober and be smart. Don't sell your destiny for trinkets. You are special, you're precious. There's more to life than small things, trinkets. All the money you hear, it will be not, even that girl don't look healthy actually. So, you know, when I listened, I looked, Jesus Christ. Okay, so you know what? Let me just keep my words. But what I'm saying is, be sober, be smart. Don't waste your life because sometimes you will regret. This season is going to pass, guys. Zimbabwe will rise again. You don't want to look back and say, what have I done with my life? There's more to destiny. Okay, I love you guys. God bless you and God bless Zimbabwe. Look out for your family members. That's all I can say. I love you and bless you. Very painful story, honestly.